the official re-release of the 5-inch rigged Magdraft from Megabass. BottomUp gives us new strolling options and a new tiny soft plastic. And you know what weekend it is. It's cokehead and crackhead time. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. Welcome back, my friends. I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, the Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined this beautiful Sunday morning by my buddy David. Happy Sunday, sir.
Happy Sunday.
Would you like a beer?
Absolutely.
I love how I'm never rejected anymore. I'm so glad that bum Jeff is gone. Happy Sunday to you guys. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. Cheers to you. We are in November.
Oh, yeah.
Is this wild?
It's super wild.
It's strange 2025. But October was amazing. I feel like it just blinked and it went by. Hopefully everybody had a safe and fun and wonderful Halloween week. Thank you guys for all your business and support. I know we just absolutely just flooded the Halloween bentos last week. Super fun for us to get to do that stuff. So thank you guys for the support and the business on that. Really fun week planned this week. Some of my favorite items are back. Some really cool new things dropping. So I don't know why I'm talking instead of drinking. This is the portion where you get to just sit back and watch me drink. Sorry about this. Insert comments about why I sip beer. It's the finer things in life. All right, enough of that. Let's get to tackle. All right, you guys know what time it is. It is time for the Working Class Zero Citizen 6, 7, and 9 drop of our 2 shop custom colors that we love so much, Cokehead and Crackhead. You know what? Let's just have a little bit more fun. Roll it. All right, so there you go, guys. The 2 custom colors that we run here, Cokehead and Crackhead. This is the 3rd or 4th time that we've run these colors. They are staples in my box, staples for a lot of you guys. If you guys are new here to our shop, welcome. This was a kind of color collab that was kind of done, I'm not going to say by accident, but this was the color that we were trying to create, which was Cokehead, which was a 2-tone white. It's basically a base white color with a semi-transparent bottom color. It has a beautiful purple pearl on the top that goes to a green pearl on the bottom. So we were trying to basically combine the best of Bonaire coloring and the best of Ghost Geisha coloring into one super dope white pattern. When you guys see it, it looks semi-solid body with that pearlescent shift. when you hold it up to the light, it's half transparent and see-through, and the body really diminishes. But as we were playing with different white bases, we decided to play with a bone base because we were trying to create kind of a Bonaire-esque look. And the bone base looked so good as well that when we took them out to practice with them and test them, they ate both almost equally as well. The bone ended up working better in a little bit dirtier water. And so we decided to run both. So the pure white one is your cokehead. That kind of bone-ish base is your crackhead. So very similar colors, but slight differences, and different enough to where they kind of make a great 1-2 punch. We need something just a little bit more body. You've got the crackhead, and again, still that semi-transparent. It's just more of kind of a burnt bone is the only way I can really describe it. So these are available in the 6-inch, 7-inch, and the 9-inch. So 6-inch, obviously super popular. 7-inch is the one in my hand. And of course, there is the ginormous 9-inch size as well, if you guys are into the huge ones. All of these are going to feature that head case harness that Working Class Zero has now in all other baits, which basically allows you to take your beast hook. So 7-inch is going to work great with a 10-aught beast. The 6-inch size is going to work great with a 6-aught or an 8-aught beast. Basically, you can take that centering pin off of that, hook the hook up to the headlock harness, twist it back in there, and then you can rig your bait. All of these are going to have that air chamber in the center of the bait, which allows that bait to collapse and fold on itself, so that when you swing and set the hook, the bait's going to have that collapsibility, and you're going to get great hook sets, assuming that you're using the right rod. Okay, so this is the one bait that I get a lot of questions on for rods, because it's a much different bait than throwing, say, something like a Magdraft that has an open treble hook to it, or even a jig head hook that has an exposed hook to it. This is going to be a fully weedless bait, so you need to make sure that you're using heavy line and a stiffer, faster rod that's got a lot of punch to it, so that when you set the hook, it really drives it through. Okay, so Working Class Zero medium heavy is perfect for this. TS Destroyer Poker is perfect for this. Something like that, the Anaconda and the Orochi is perfect for this. So I go back and forth between the Anaconda and the medium heavy Formal One Working Class Zero. So either of those will be great. Okay, so there you go. These usually fly out of here. So I hope you guys get a chance. We did a big run to try to give you guys as much chance as possible to scoop these up, because we're not going to have a chance to rerun these again until spring. Okay, so if you want any of these in your collection, this is the time to scoop them. So again, 6-inch, 7-inch, 9-inch, all available. Cokehead and crackhead, those are available right now. While you guys are on that page, we did do a very small drop of deadhead as well on there. So we kept some back to make sure everybody received their packages when we dropped these a few weeks ago. So whatever was left, we threw up there. A lot of you may have found it already, but you can scoop those up in case there's any left there as well. And one more little asterisk, anytime we run the cokehead and crackhead, any leftover kind of plastic, we just run in the micros. So there's not a lot of these, but if you guys missed out on the micro drop, there is cokehead and crackhead micros up on the micro page as well. And we also reran Sweetheart, which is the closest color to the cokehead crackhead. It's the next kind of closest whitish kind of shad base color. So if any of those speak to you and you guys want to downsize, you've got a chance at a couple of micro colors there as well from Working Class Zero. Staying on some soft plastic swim baits for a minute. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for these to return, so here you go. The official redrop of the Megabass Magdraft 5-inch. This is the rigged version. All colors, at least as of right now, are back in stock. Okay, so this is the new 5-inch version that Megabass released earlier this year. The first round flew out of here. A couple weeks back, we dropped the Freestyle version of it, so now you have both as options. Okay, you've got the Freestyle and the rigged. So the rigged is going to come with the treble hook harness. The Freestyle is going to be the one with no hook that you can rig however you want, weedless or whatever. So I know a lot of you guys love that rigged one just from a simplicity standpoint. So all the colors are back in here. Your whites are back, your chartreuse backs, your pink backs, your, even though those are freestyles, your perches, your bluegills, everything is back in that 5-inch Magdraft. If you guys are not familiar with the Magdraft, then I don't know where you have been, but assuming there's someone, there's a look at that 5-inch Magdraft. So the difference between this version and previous versions of the 5-inch, if you guys weren't able to pick any of these up on the initial drop earlier this spring, is they went back to the drawing board and redesigned this so that it had a much more stable swim and the ability to swim at a faster clip. Okay, so they redesigned the bait, they redesigned the harness, they went with a larger hook. The hook's really good, so you can leave it on there. It does have a magnet in the harness that is designed to kind of lock and hold that hook in place, and you can certainly utilize it for that. I don't ever personally mess with that. I just take one hook and just stick it in like that and then have the 2 hooks on the bottom, right? And it has a little slot for that. So this is how I always do it. And then if the magnet is there, great. If it's not there, I don't care. But if you're going to fish this thing very slow, which is how the Magdrafts were designed to be thrown, I would recommend throwing this on 12 to 16 pound, low gear ratio reel and just a real slow crawl. If you want to speed it up and have a faster clip, I would recommend attaching this to your line with a split ring or a snap. That will allow you to have a much quicker clip and allow that bait to move freer without it kind of washing out and blowing out. I love this bait. I have kind of a sweet spot for it. I caught my PB smallmouth here in Arizona earlier this year on this bait filming with Jeff, which was a very special moment for me. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Well, I know you will. Magdraft is such a sick bait. So there you go. The 5-inch rigged, the 5-inch freestyle, all the colors are back in stock from Megabass. All right, away from swim baits into some other cool items. So I've been really excited about this one, and I know a lot of you guys have been as well. This is the new offering from BottomUp. This is the BottomUp Snaq Jig. Now, if you guys have been following BottomUp at all, you guys know that this is still a relatively small, I'm gonna call it a family run business. It's only a handful of dudes, very, very cool people, but incredible fishermen, all hardcore fishermen. And you know, they have been using a similar system to this. Daiwa made a jig in Japan called the Flex Jig. And the Flex Jig basically was this concept that BottomUp used for a lot of their baits, for their Scooper Frog, for the Magnum Scooper Frog, to do jig strolling. Now, in the US, when you hear strolling, you think of a jig head and a minnow and live scope, right? In Japan, strolling's a thing that's been around for years and years and years, and certainly they use the jig head and the minnow and the live scope. But jig strolling is something that almost everybody uses. Whether you're fishing from a boat, fishing from shore, shallow water, deep water, it's like a critical technique for most anglers in Japan. It's something that a lot of US anglers have done similar things when you think of like a swim jig and the Alabama shake and how we're making our swim jigs kind of move. Same basic idea. This is just slightly different. So the Snaq Jig is going to come like this. There's 5 sizes from 3 gram. It's basically a 3 gram, a 5 gram, a 7 gram, an 11 gram, and a 14 gram. Okay? So you've got some options. There will be, I believe, an 18 gram coming down the pipe if you guys need a real heavy one. When you take that out of the package, basically what you're going to get is you're going to get a jig head with a skirt and an attachment at the bottom, okay? And this is designed for you to put whatever hook you want to put on here, okay? So, for instance, let's say we wanted to jig stroll this Magnum Scooper Frog, which is a very popular thing that the BottomUp guys do, right? You take whatever hook you like. Now, I will point out it needs to be a flat eye hook. So your traditional worm style hooks, whether it's a wide gap, extra wide gap, whatever, it won't take like a twist lock style hook. Okay, so it needs to be a traditional kind of EWG style hook. Okay, you start it here on the wire, and you basically just twist this thing on like that. Okay, and then you have your hook attached, and you can put any hook you want on there based on the gauge hook you need, based on the size of the plastic you need. And now I can rig my scooper, but again, this could be anything that you guys want to use. You could do this with a beaver, you could do this with a minnow style bait, you could do this with a crawl, right? And so now I have my strolling deal. If I'm going to stroll this, I'm probably going to pull these off. This is tough because it's elastomer, but I'll show you exactly how I do this. You don't have to do this, but I like to stroll it without those first two on there, so you just get the leg kicks. Okay, and now we're down. Okay, so now we have this pivot, okay, that's going to allow this thing to pivot and stroll as we're moving it through the water, and it's just going to create this flexible kind of swimming motion as it comes through the water, and we can control the depth with the weight of the head. Okay, another just idea for you guys is I know a lot of you guys are strolling, you know, jig head minnow, but a lot of you guys are doing it around brush. Well, you could utilize this the same way with a minnow concept. You could go with one of the lighter sizes. This is a 5 gram, right? And you could do a weedless kind of stroll version here with the minnow and have that pivot point there as well. This is a 5-inch super fish roller, just to give you an idea. So if you did a Sakamoto Shad or anything like that. So it's gonna give you a lot of flexibility. I think you guys are really gonna dig this Snaq Jig. It's gonna be fun to watch this finally available and see what everybody does with it. So there you go, the new Snaq Jig from BottomUp. Those are available now. Okay, staying on BottomUp for a minute. You guys know that BottomUp makes a bait called the Gimmy. It's one of our best selling soft plastic bluegill baits. Okay, it's about a 3.5 inch or so bait. It's fully ribbed on the sides. It's got a great little wedge tail. It's just got a real tight kind of movement to it. They have come out now with a new smaller size. This is the Gimmy 2.4 inch. Okay, so a tiny little bluegill profile. This is going to be fantastic for, you know, downsizing. When you see a little bluegill or a little perch around, you need to downsize your bait. You can see super small, right? Really tiny. Works great on a drop shot. So if you want to drop shot a small little bluegill profile, it's fantastic for that. Of course, you can Neko rig it. You can put it on a little finesse jig. So if you guys are big into like the Igudama style jig or the small little BottomUp finesse jigs, it works great as a trailer on that as well. All the colors that you would expect this thing to be in. So all the colors basically that are in the larger sizes are in the 2.4 as well. So your green pumpkin colors, your scuppernongs, your bluegill colors, your smokes, so on and so forth, all available in that 2.4 inch size now. And then finally, there is also a larger size, a 4.5 inch. We did a custom color in the original size Gimmy last year. Flew out of here, sold out. That is my custom color, Fred. Okay, much better than Griff's stupid color that he does. But Fred is basically just a green pumpkin with purple copper flake. We are dropping it today for the first time in the 4.5 inch Gimmy as well. Okay, so this size has really kind of taken over for most guys here. This is a great size also for that strolling with the Snaq Jig. So just to give you another bluegill option here, yeah, this would be a great jig strolling bait as well. So there's the 4.5 Gimmy there of Fred. So Fred, just green pumpkin, purple, copper, and black flake. It's just kind of my go-to color that really was kind of the #1 Yamamoto color. And for some reason, it just was never really a color combination in any Japanese baits. So I try to make it in everything so you guys get a chance to have it. So there you go. If Fred speaks to you, it is available now in the Gimmy 4.5. All right, it's difficult to drop anything BottomUp without inevitably following it right back up with some OSP. But OSP this week is dropping their 14 millimeter dice in the max salt. So we've had the 14 millimeter in the non-salt. This week we add the max salt version. So apologies to all of you guys that wanted the max salt right out of the gate. In the 12 millimeter, the non-salt always sold better, so we had them prioritize the non-salt. And of course, in the 14 millimeter, everybody wanted the max salt. So now you can choose which one you want. So 14 millimeter is the larger size of the OSP dice rubber. So all the colors are available, including a couple other colors that weren't available in the non-salt as well. So if you guys are dice fans, those are all available now from OSP. All right, let's jump over for a second to Yamamoto. Now, if you guys have been hanging around the store for the last 25 years, you'll know that Yamamoto is one of the first brands that we brought into the shop. It was a staple in everybody's lineup for years and years and years. And, you know, obviously as things go, you know, they sold out to GSM, you know, they moved it out of Arizona. A lot of things are shifting and changing, and I'm not loving everything that's happening with Yamamoto. There's a lot of, you know, knockoff things that are happening, a lot of baits that really just aren't, I'm not feeling. So I'm not going to be bringing everything new that they release in anymore. But when they come out with something that I think is cool or has some game, I'm still going to bring it and, you know, give you guys a chance to scoop it up. So I'm going to talk about a handful of new things today. We're going to start right here with the new size of Slinko. Okay, so the Slinko, obviously, you know, the Yamamoto staple. The Slinko came out a few years ago. That was basically a fully grooved version. This is the new 3.25 version of the Slinko. And basically, I brought this in because Griff loves to throw a Ned rig. And so I wanted him to have a great Ned rig option. So you don't have to throw it as a Ned rig, but really designed with a flat front to put on a Ned rig. Or of course you can NECA rig it or do whatever, but really as a Ned rig, this thing is going to be dope. So super soft, the ribbed body gives you a lot of options on there. So if that speaks to you, all the 9 million different Yamamoto colors will be available in this, so you guys can knock it yourself out. So there is the new Slinko. Okay, right behind that, this is the new Yamamoto Yama Bug. And same thing, it's going to be available in all the usual suspects from Yamamoto. Yama Bug is going to be another kind of craw creature kind of bait, which Yamamoto has been making a lot of over the last couple years. I feel like this is the one that they probably should have started with. Basically, it's a flatter bug style profile, and it has those same kind of, rage-esque craws here on the front. So you open it up, and it's going to have that kind of kickability on the claws. But this is going to basically be your kind of flip pitch style craw from Yamamoto. Now, of course, you can put it on a jig trailer, but really going to be great for punching and flipping and that kind of stuff. So again, all the usual suspects in there. That's the new Yamamoto Yama Bug. Staying in that kind of concept, but going a little slimmer and smaller, this is the new Shinobi Grub. So 3.5 inches. Let me open one up so you guys can peek. Again, I'm not going to show every color because there's a million of them. So similar to what we just looked at, but this is going to be in more of a true grub body. So if you're familiar with the Yamamoto double tail grubs or single tail grubs, right, they use this kind of grub-esque body, perfect for a jig trailer. This is just, instead of giving you a curly tail or a double curly tail, is going to give you these two little craw appendages. So just gives you the ability to have a different look as a jig trailer. Of course, you don't have to use a jig trailer. You could Ned rig this or Texas rig it or however you want to do it. But I think the majority of us that use the Yamamoto Grubs are using it as some form of jig trailer. So there you go. That's the new Shinobi Grub. And keep in mind, 3.5 inches. Okay, so it's going to be perfect on like a finesse jig up to a full size. I think when you get to a full size jig, you're going to still want to go to that, more 5-inch double tail size. All right, and then finally, there is a new fat shad shape worm. Okay, and this is in the 4-inch size, and again, it's going to be in all the standard colors that you guys are used to seeing from Yamamoto. Shad shaped worm has been a staple for years and years. There's so many different things you can do with it. Primarily, most guys drop shot with it to give you just a realistic version of it. It's basically just kind of a straight tail, lifelike body. This is just going to be a thicker, fatter version. So if you wanted to use it as a trailer, it now has enough meat to stand up. If you wanted to stroll it, it now has enough meat to take a jig head. So just building a little thicker bodied version to just give you a little bit more versatility in this style bait. So it may or may not speak to you, but if it does, those are available now. And again, all the usual color suspects from Yamamoto in that. All right, let's jump over to BKK real quick. Just some restocks to let you guys know about and a couple of new drop shot hooks. The BKK boxes have been next to impossible to keep around. You guys have really dug these. Basically, this is their OCD tackle system. So there's two options. There's basically an unloaded version that is, this probably make more sense if I open it. Let me just crack this one for you guys. All right, so this is the unloaded version that basically is just a open compartment that you guys can then slide things around and organize this however you want. You can buy accessory boxes for these. Okay, so these come in different sizes from a medium to a small, so on and so forth, right? When you buy these accessory boxes, they are built for you to then add your hooks inside. Okay, so you could drop the full pack in there, or you can just lay your loose baits in there. And then this full piece is just going to slide right in there like that. And then you can just stack this whole thing full with your hooks and weights. Literally OCD. Okay, so many of you are probably like me where you've organized your hooks and weights 9 million times in your life, and inevitably, after I spend 7 hours sitting in my boat organizing it perfectly, I usually trip over myself, drop it, spill it all over the front deck, and say never again. And then a couple years later, I end up doing this all over again. So this is an option if you want to geek out and do this. Also, when you buy their Armor Point version of their hooks now, they're going to come in these packs. Okay, so they're already going to come in the cases, so all you gotta do is take it out of here and then just drop it in these slots, which is kind of nice. So they're kind of rolling with this whole system, so if you're a fan of this, these boxes are available. If you want BKK to do all the work for you and just buy the box with all the crap in it already, well, there's a fully loaded version as well. Okay,
damn.
And it's full of hooks. Basically everything you could ever need in here is in here. So when you pull this out,
sheesh.
I mean, this is like I work out all the time, probably 10 pounds or so. This is quite the collection of stuff. So you can see it's fully loaded. This is what it possibly could look like when you guys OCD on your own. Okay, so literally every one of these things is a hook, so you can pull it out. It's labeled. Okay, there's your heavy cover flipping hook, right? And you can structure this however you want. Oh, that's the hook I need. This is my drop shot long shank, right? So you could really geek out on this, but everything comes included in the fully loaded version if you want to just buy the one box with everything in it. All right, and then two new drop shot hooks to tell you guys about. We have the standard drop shot, which is going to be more of a nose hook, and then we have the drop shot long shank, which is going to be more of like a rebarb style hook for weedless drop shot presentations. Okay, so these are going to be available in all sizes, and again, they come in the hard case. So if you are using that OCD tackle system, they slip right in the slot. Good to go. They're all labeled with the size on there as well, so super easy to navigate and figure out. But those are both available now for individual purchase from BKK. All right, not necessarily a new item, but what is new is that they're actually in stock. This is the brand new swim bait rod from Shimano that launched this summer called Outlier. Now, this was a new series of rods. Actually, I want to say we're going back to spring on these. I don't know, it's been so long I can't remember when these things dropped. A lot of you guys pre-ordered these, and thank you guys very much for your business. Thank you for your patience. This has been a crazy challenge for Shimano to actually get enough of these in to fill everything, but now all the pre-orders have been filled, so if you guys were waiting on anything, everything would have shipped to you at the beginning of this week. And now we have a handful of models that are actually in stock and available if they speak to you. So check them out. All of the Outliers are going to feature this very cool, comfortable kind of wrapped EVA foam cork hybrid grip. Okay, so they're all built as swim bait rods, so even if you get a lighter one like a 1 to 4 ounce rod or a 2 to 5 ounce rod, they work fine. This one in my hands is a 711 1 to 5 ounce rod that was actually built around a Clash 9. Okay, so if you guys are fans of a Clash 9 or a similar bait in that 3 to 4 ounce lure rating, shad glides, anything like that, this will be a great one. It's built pretty parabolic, so it even bends down here through the middle, and of course has that nice soft tip. So this is a great option. You've got the High Power X, Spiral X, double foot guides all the way. A pretty good bang for the buck. $3.99, comes with Shimano's standard lifetime expediter warranty, 1 year, first year of ownership, no questions asked. If anything were to happen, they replace it. So there's that one. A couple other models that are in stock. This is the 710 Heavy Plus. 3 to 6 ounces on this. This is going to be a much faster rod. Okay, so this would be a great one for, say, the Citizen 6 or Citizen 7, built for soft baits, whether jig hook soft bait or a weedless soft bait. That would be a great one. And then this one is the 7.9 medium heavy 1 to 4 ounce rod. So this is going to be like your tiny Clash rod. And again, they built it around that tiny Clash because so many of you guys love it. So again, tiny Clash, Osakana, small shad glide, something like that. But there you go. Handful of Outliers are in stock right now. And then finally, just to wrap things up, we started our Black Friday bulk bundle deals a couple weeks ago. We're just spreading it out over the whole month of November, just to give you guys a chance to scoop things up without it being overly chaotic as we get to Black Friday. We added a handful of more bundles to the list this week. Staying in some Lucky Craft bundles, we added some jerk baits this week, okay? So the bulk bundles, if you're not familiar, instead of buying one lure at a time for, say, $19.99, you're going to buy the whole case of lures. So you're going to buy the inner pack, which is 4 packs for Lucky Craft. Some of the brands will be 3, some of the brands will be 5. With Lucky Craft, it's 4. So, for instance, if you pick this color, Bone Pro Blue, you would get 4 pieces, but you're going to save 50, 60, 70% off to do it. Okay, so Slender Pointer 112s. This is a hot one. This is one of my favorite jerk baits. Great for grass, shallow water fishing. So Slender Pointers are in there. Pointer 100s. Okay, basically a staple in everybody's box. You've got Pointer 100 bulk bundles going. And then we've got a couple of 78s as well for you guys. So standard 78s and 78 DDs, both bulk bundles available. And these are all in good colors. Okay, so I went through and hand-picked all of these. So there's no, Lucky Craft doesn't really have a lot of, quote-unquote junk colors anyways. But I tried to go with all the colors that everybody wants. Your Ghost Minnows, your whites, your Aurora Blacks, so on and so forth. So I hope those speak to you. If you guys, if it does, scoop them up while supplies last. Once they're gone, they're gone. So those are all available this week from Lucky Craft. All right, and just like that, it is a wrap for us today. David, do you have a favorite item of the show?
Cokehead and Crackhead.
I mean, it's hard not to love that one.
Oh, yeah.
Same for me. I'm also really excited for the Snaq Jig, because I think it's going to add a new element to a lot of guys' arsenal. So it's really fun to see things expand, and I think guys are going to have a lot of fun with that. But of course, Cokehead and Crackhead are the star for me as well. So I hope you guys are able to scoop some of those up. If you guys have questions on anything that we dropped today, please drop it down below or find me on Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram handle at the beginning of every episode so you can find me. Happy to help you with any tackle needs or deep dive rabbit holes if you want to with rods, reels, whatever you guys need. So, hit me up anytime. David will put links to all the products. On behalf of myself, David, everybody here at the Hookup Tackle, we survived October. We are in November. I love November. It's fall. I mean, hopefully it would be nice if we
Thanksgiving.
Get fall, but we get Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
Usually we get some cooler mornings. Hasn't happened yet. I don't know. Arizona sometimes is on crack. But, it's a beautiful month, and then, you know, Christmas right around the corner. So cheers to you guys. Happy Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Thank you for watching these videos. Thank you for your business. Hit me up if there's anything I can ever do for you guys. And until next weekend, for now, it's cheers. I'm enjoy my delicious Orion. Peace for now. Fucking Griff ain't gonna know what hit him now. This 1v1's gonna be elevated so high up. I thought the Micro Citizen was dope. Bro. 7-inch Citizen trailer and a tiny Joker. See that, Griff? Suck it!